Hey everyone, this is Mr. Everything, and in this video I want to talk about the case I'm going with for my AirPod Pros second gen. This is the first gen. I put them in a leather case. I've been using this leather case since I had it. They're starting to, the noise cancellation and stuff doesn't really work. I get like a bunch of fuzzy sounds unless I just use it, no settings. So I got these second gen because they're on sale, but as you can see, what you probably know if you've already purchased these, they're different. You have some speaker and then an indicator light, or maybe just a microphone, but I'm not sure. There's two different ports down here, and then you get this lanyard provision. So I could just take this case off because they're the same dimensions, even though the case is slightly different. But I went ahead and was looking. I wanted to go leather again, and I went with this Maogoam or Mao. I'm not even gonna pretend that's even a word because it probably isn't, but it was decently priced. And real quick, this is it here on Amazon. The difference with this one is that I guess there's a little bit of a flexible back where you can hit that pairing button. I actually don't need that because I just use them with Apple devices and it just automatically syncs to them. But you can also get these in a brown and then a dark brown. I'm not sure why the page isn't loading, but you do have those to choose from, and it's fairly affordable. It is a little more expensive than some other options out there. I believe this was an eye care space or something. One thing I wanted was nothing that had plastic on it, or some of them would just have part plastic and then some are rubber and have a separate lanyard loop. But those held up well, so that was kind of the plan I was getting at. Why I would go with leather for 2 years. That's still in pretty good shape. And this is, again, a little more expensive, about twice the price of what I paid for that other set. And I went with black. This is a little bit different. It says it's, what? Crazy Horse Cowhide. So it's horse and cow. Not sure how that works, but and some people say you can put some leather shine or something on this to kind of rejuvenate it because it's a little bit dry look, and that's the nature of this type of leather. Now this, when I first saw it, I thought it was just like a dust port, but it's actually just to push your AirPod case out of this case, which I really don't need to do. And that's usually just a genuine leather stamps. That's probably what that is, even though it's not marked like they usually are. One thing with this is at least you have some microfiber lining to help keep that smooth case from scratching, but down here it's not microfiber. So I'm not sure if there's any brands out there that are all microfiber, because they usually show the picture like that, like just like this, so you can't tell. Not that it really matters, because this case didn't have any lining. And this also has a little gel double-sided piece of tape in here, and usually these are reusable, so you can detach them a few times. And the last I'll show of these, so what I do is I just open them like this, and you can see the top's still holding. You can probably tell. At least with that previous type, that little piece of glue or tape on top holds that top piece on. I've never had any issue, so hopefully it's the same here. I am going to wipe them off real quick just to make sure there's not too much grime or dust that might press up against it. It's pretty straightforward. So you can already see the indicator light lines up perfectly. And it looks like, I know you really can't see it that well, but it looks like these line up perfectly too. So, you know, you are paying a little bit more and I can feel that button. I can actually depress this. I'm not going to force it to pair, but I guess if you press it once, maybe that's just a status of the battery. I'm not sure, because obviously since it's blocked on here, I've never used that, but that's a nice idea too. This one's pretty tactile, but that's just absorbing, oils for years. This one will probably get like that, but this leather already feels a little bit tougher off the bat. You can see this one has a bit more of a grain to it, to where this new one is more flat, but again, I don't mind that. Not sure if that's from manufacturing, like a defect, or if that's something that'll just rub out of there. This one might show scratches a little bit more than this does. That's about the only scratch I got in this old one, and I just did that like a couple weeks ago with my fingernail by accident. So it's actually held up in the pocket pretty well. And again, I think it looks good. And there's really not much more to say here. I guess the last thing I can demonstrate. It's probably more finicky to... I guess it does work, but again, I usually just pull them up like this if you don't want to put too much tension on your hinge. And I do find this one, it actually seems like it is a little bit tougher to do that, so probably isn't a bad idea that they include it. Again, over $30, but if this get a coupe with a coupon, you're paying more, but as long as the leather holds up, I can't complain too much. It's a one-time purchase. I'm not going to change my cases up. I figure I should probably also show a charging test. This is the first gen AirPods Pro. If the case, I've never had a problem with this one. I believe these are fully charged, but you can see that it does show up. It does make a contact through this, just a regular Qi charger, I think. I don't have MagSafe. I don't use that, even though I do believe these second gen AirPods Pro do use MagSafe, and you can also use your Apple Watch charger, but I don't do that either. So let's go ahead. And you can see that that did light up. Now, I don't know if it could possibly be a little more sensitive where you place it now. You can see it did light up. But it does kind of seem like it's either not there. Now it did it again. So I'm not sure how, it might be hit or miss. I don't know. I might have to come back in a comment. But again, I've never had an issue. Sometimes the placement, you did have to get it just right with these, but that's how I've been charging these since I had them. I really don't use the lightning port. And I'm hoping that these will work about the same. Now that time I got the chime, so maybe it's a little finicky. Again, I use this to charge my iPhone and everything, so I don't really see any issue with the charger itself. Try it one more time. And again, that time I got the chime and stuff, so I'm not sure if I was doing something wrong there or if it's just hit or miss, but it does look like it works, although again, it might not work with MagSafe, probably won't work with the Apple Watch charger. I don't know, but I use it like that and it does seem like it'll work. So I wanted to add that in there too. Hopefully that's probably the biggest issue or question people have. It does work with this charger. I'm not sure if it's going to be 100%, but it does work. So it is capable, at very least, of wireless charging. So there you have it. Definitely give a look. Again, if you want to go cheaper and get a little less premium or a different design, or just go for rubber or silicone or something, just know that they're, at least if you're looking, they do make a nice leather, full leather case for the AirPods Pro 2nd Gen. So hopefully that was helpful to you. Thanks for watching, and you'll see me in the next one. Have a good one.